What does estimate mean when it comes to Songtrust? This is a question I've gotten a lot. This is going to be a pretty quick video when it comes to Songtrust, which collects the royalties for your music from different performance rights organizations all around the world. When you go on your dashboard, you'll see the different amounts for each quarter. You get paid quarterly by Songtrust. And the most recent quarter that's coming up, or you're going to get paid for, will always say estimate. What does that mean? So first off, as it sounds, this is an estimate that Songtrust is giving you of how much money you might get. First off, basically what it does is it looks at all your analytics, the data, the streaming amount, the plays, et cetera, et cetera. They look at the numbers and they say, hey, we can't say 100%, but based off all the data and all your metrics of the past quarter, this is what we think your earnings will be. Second thing, I have gotten a lot of questions of people saying, well, hey, Mark, is it going to go up or is it going to go down? How accurate do you think the estimate is? Being honest, this is what I've personally noticed. So I can't say for everybody's situation. I've always noticed that the estimate tends to be on the lower end. Now that's for me personally. You never know. Maybe for you, it's the opposite. Maybe it's exactly on par with, what your actual amount is going to be that you're going to get for royalties. But typically I find whenever the estimate is, I will either get around that amount, so it's fairly accurate, or I'll get more. So very rarely will, let's say on Songtrust, I don't think this has ever happened to me, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think I've ever gotten like an estimate and the actual amount I received was lower. So I guess it's like a positive thing to look at. But again, I'm just talking about my situation. Everybody's situation is a bit different, but like I said, it is an estimate. Thirdly, this is another question I've gotten about the estimate is, well, what if I cash out early? Now, in case you didn't know, if you hit a certain metric, and I think it depends, I'm not sure exactly what the exact amount is, but if you hit a certain metric, you can kind of, quote unquote, cash out your earnings early. So as opposed to you waiting, like say, all the way to get that amount, I think you can cash out, I think it's like a month ahead of time. All that Songtrust does is they do deduct 5% of whatever your earnings are. That's to make it a lot easier for them to cash it out early. How does that work with the estimate? Being honest, and I'm going to say this, that it does depend. Maybe in that next month, they realize a couple of different things. It is tough to say. But at the end of the day, being honest, you're always going to get the amount that you deserve from Songtrust. So basically, again, as it sounds, all the estimate is, as it sounds, it's an estimate of what you're going to get. How accurate is it? Tough to say exactly, but I always find the estimate is usually on the lower end of the spectrum. And I'd say 90% of the time for me, whatever estimate I get, the actual amount I receive is usually higher than that. And then lastly, if you do cash out early, you don't have to worry about, like, say, getting too little money, and then, let's say, they realize, oh, shoot, we actually owe you more. No matter what, Songtrust will always pay you the amount that you deserve.